Hello and good evening, friends. My name is Shantanu Vaidya. I am here with the new video topic. My today's video topic is OOPS and POP programming language difference. So, what is POP and OOPS? It means first one I am going to explain OOPS. Object OOPS stands for Object Oriented Programming, and POP stands for Procedural Oriented Programming. So what kind of these two languages are, or what kind of these two type of programming languages are? So I'll explain in deep or difference between them in this video. So first and main difference is that OOPS stand for Object Oriented Programming Language. POP stands for Procedural Oriented Programming Language. So second one is that uh, POP has top-down function, top to down approach, and OOPS has down to top approach. So it means they have different approaches to study and to work. Third difference, that is OOPS has inheritance concept, or OOPS can be in an object oriented programming language we can use inheritance concept, but in POP procedural oriented programming language we cannot use inheritance concept because they does not support any kind of inheritance. Fourth one, that is object oriented programming language. It means OOPS use uh, encapsulation to hide a data, but in other hands POP, that is procedural oriented language, procedural oriented programming language, does not support any kind of data hiding system, or in POP programming language data is accessible for globally. This is the main difference. That is fifth one is that, for example, the example of these two different language, that is first one is object oriented language C++ and Java, and POP procedural oriented programming language, that is C and Pascal. So I'm going to explain. That is main difference is that POP is going to be have two sets. That is, it is divided into two parts. That is object and their behaviors. Similarly, it is going to be divided in two parts. That is function and its behavior. Object oriented programming language is going to be divided into two parts. That is objects and their behaviors. And in other hand, procedural oriented programming language is going to be dependent on, or going to be segregate into two parts. That is functions and their uh, uh, functions and their uh, programs, like the data, which it means data is globally access. It means globally you can access the data, or data hiding concept is not there in that particular programming language. But in other hand, object oriented language can use encapsulation to hide the particular data. So it is totally depend on uh, requirement of coder or programmer, to which kind of which kind of architecture that is going to be designed. Then only you can decide the which programming language is going to be used: C or C++, Python, Java, or Pascal. So this is totally depends on your need of your or your requirement. So this is all about today's video topic, that is difference between these two languages. Basically, the most popular language, that is Java, which is going to be used object oriented programming languages concepts. So it means the OOPS languages is going to be more preferable rather than POP programming languages, that is procedural oriented programming language. This is all about today's video topic. Thank you so much.